My name is Alan Rowland. I was raised in a middle-class family, and I'm proud to be from Alabama. Earlier this week, I made a trip from Jasper, Alabama, it's located in Walker County, and went to an adjacent county, which is Blount County. I haven't spent a lot of time there. When I was much younger, I did. But that brings us to our topic of today, and our presentation deals with the covered bridges of Blount County, Alabama. Now, before I get into that, I've got a couple of other adventures I would like to tell you about. And our first stop, this was Oneonta. Our first stop was at Blount Springs, and Blount Springs, you probably have never heard of it. Today, if you go there, you'll find a Top Hat restaurant. There's not much else there. There's a little Baptist church called the Blount Springs Baptist Church. And nevertheless, this community was a thriving community in the dates that I posted here from 1843 until about 1914. Actually, it served as a summer resort for thousands of wealthy people, very well-known people at that time. It was known for its sulfur springs, and sulfur springs, this means that there is some sulfur baths there that are very therapeutic to you. It has curative powers. It may be like the fountain of youth. I can remember my mother used to carry me there, and she would make us drink this smelly sulfur water because she said that it was good for us. But back in the times of 1843 to 1914, there were a couple of hotels there, one of which was called the Goff House, another which was known as the Duffy House. And those were the original hotels. But in 1872, Colonel J.F.B. Jackson built from this the Jackson House. This was a very fancy hotel. In 1887, he sold his hotel to James and Max Schloss. I suspect that's associated with the Schloss family from Birmingham. They renamed it the Blount Springs Hotel. It was a place for the rich and the famous. Teddy Roosevelt went there for a while. The actress Lillian Russell, there's a story behind that if you wish to get into that. Her boyfriend, the restaurateur, Diamond Jim Brady, stayed there. Unfortunately, the hotel burned in 1915, and from that point on, Blount Springs declined. And as I said a few minutes ago, the only thing that's really there today is the church and the Top Hat restaurant. Now today, if you go there, and we wandered around in the woods there, going through the old foundations, not much to it, but anyway, it's kind of fun to walk through the hilly countryside there and through the old foundations. But if you go there today, you'll find a historical sign. It mentions here that Blount Springs, famous from those days that I was telling you about there, it's a health resort. And here, fashionable ladies and gentlemen would gather in the South to vacation with their families. All right, so we left that area, and we went a short distance down the road, about 3 miles, to a place which is known as Bangor. I can remember in the 1950s, I was a young boy, but my dad and mother had a cabin there at the little city of Bangor. Now, what it was well known for during the times of the 1800s and the early 1900s was Bangor Cave. You cannot go there today. Bangor Cave is closed to the public. It's on private property. I can remember as a teenager, I actually went through Bangor Cave on a couple of occasions in the 1919s, anyway, 1920s. It was a speakeasy, it was a dance hall, probably a place of prostitution, but I don't know that for sure anyway. But it was just a place in which people would break the law. They would hang out with there. But anyway, I want to show you a photograph here. And this is a cave. It's not the Bangor Cave, but this is a cave which is located in the little city of Bangor. And I can remember in my teenage years that some of my high school friends and later college friends at Walker College would actually go through this cave. It was about a mile long, and it's kind of real eerie. I would definitely not do that today. All right, so the true purpose behind our trip was to go into the area of Oneonta and visit the covered bridges that were present there. Now, one of the first bridge we visited was that which is known as Swan Covered Bridge. Some people refer to it as the Joy Covered Bridge. It's 320 feet in length, 9 feet wide. It has this, what they call the Town Lattice Truss design. It crosses the Locust Fork of the Black Warrior River, located off State Route 79 near Cleveland, Alabama. It's about 10 miles northwest of Oneonta. It was constructed in 1933. This is is what it looks like today. You can actually walk across it. We did walk across it a year ago, up until, well, about a year and a half ago. This bridge was open for vehicle traffic, and you can actually drive across it. It's not that way today. But what took place here in February 2023 is a box van attempted to cross this bridge, and the bridge is 9 feet wide, and the box van was about 9 feet wide, and it ended up banging the sides of the bridge and causing damage to it, and I'm sure it caused damage to the van too. And subsequently, we all, in the future, we get punished for that guy's dumb actions right there, and they close the bridge off to vehicular traffic, and that's a shame with that. Okay, and here's another photograph showing you looking down the length of this 220-foot bridge and crossing the Locust Fork. Here's a photograph I took out of one of the panels there, looking at the river that is down below. This is known as the Swan-Covered Bridge, of course, and it was constructed in 1933. It's run by the state of Alabama, even though it is in Blount County. And you can get close to this if you're present there and read about the historical marker that is there. We moved on down the road a few more miles and came to our next bridge that we wanted to visit, which is called the Easily Covered Bridge. There are 3 covered bridges in Blount County. Some people refer to this one as the Rosa Covered Bridge because a nearby community is known as Rosa. It's 95 feet in length. It's 9 feet wide, and you can actually drive across this bridge. If you wish to do so, drive across, turn around, and drive back the other direction. It is also a town lattice truss design, crosses what is called Dove Branch of the Calvert Prong of the Little Warrior River, which is located off of US 231 near Rosa, Alabama. Located 5 miles northwest of Oneonta and constructed in 1927. This is what it looks like today, and as I said, you can drive across from one side to the other and return your passageway if you wish to do so. Here's a historical marker that is present there at Easily Covered Bridge, constructed in 1927, to repeat myself. We continued further, and we moved a little bit closer to Oneonta, where we came to the Horton Mill Covered Bridge. And looking at this bridge, it is 220 feet in length, 10 feet wide, so a little bit wider, town lattice truss design, crosses the Calvert Prong of the Little Warrior River, located on State Route 75. If you take State Route 75, and you'll take the Ebell Road and then go on to where it's known as the Covered Bridge Circle, and you'll cross this bridge on foot. You cannot drive across this bridge. It is 70 feet above the water and considered to be the highest covered bridge in this country above water, constructed in 1934. This is what it looks like. Walk across if you wish to do so. On the opposite side is a picnic area, and if you wish to do so, you can have yourself a picnic lunch there. Here's a historical marker here of the historic Horton Mill Covered Bridge, constructed in 1934. All right, so that was it for our covered bridge trip, but I wanted to continue on further and go into the little community here of Oneonta. Oneonta, it's, I said, a little community, and it actually is, but it has a population of approximately 7,000 individuals. That's about half the size of Jasper, Alabama, but everything you need in life just about is found there, so it's a nice community. I heard one of the northern people that were visiting that area pronounced it as Oneonta. It's Oneonta. That is the way it's pronounced. And from there, we proceeded over to a place which was called Palisades Park. I wanted to see this. I'd seen it in one of the YouTube videos, and I wanted to go by and see it in person. So back to our documents camera, you can read the address if you wish to go there. And it's located at 1225 Palisades Parkway, and right outside of Oneonta, about 3 miles outside. It's posted in some places that there is an admission, but there was no admission for us. Free admission, and I think pretty much all the time is free admission. You better check the calendar, make sure it is open. It's certainly open in the warm weather month. It has there 2 pioneer cabins, pioneer school, pavilions. There are cabins, lodges. It looks like there might be places where groups could actually spend the night there. 2 conference halls. One place which I like was Inspiration Point. There's a hiking trail, a picnic area, and we were told that soon to be they're going to construct a Veterans Memorial. It's already in the process of being constructed today. Here's the entranceway sign there, Palisades Park. And like I said, one of my favorite places was Inspiration Point. And you can go inside this little structure, and it has like a church pew, and sit down at that church pew and look out the window and just inspire if you wish to do so. This is a view from inside, and I'm sure you could get some very pleasant thoughts just reminiscing, thinking to yourself, planning for your future, whatever you wish to do so. One of the pioneer cabins that is present there, these are not open to the public. They're all padlocked, but you can look in the windows if you wish to do so. Here was another one there. There was an old barn. I did not take a photograph of the old barn, but that was kind of pleasant to look at. Here's the old school. I can't recall the name of the school. I think it's something like Crumpton or Crompton School. Anyway, here's some of the picnic areas. You can see in the back there, it looks like some of the lodge buildings there. Picnic area. They also have a memorial to the Confederate veterans who fought in the American Civil War from 1861 to 1865. And this is a commemoration of those veterans from Blount County. All right, and I told you that there are preparations made to create a memorial park there, a Veterans Memorial Park. And the first vehicle that they brought in is this old M60 battle tank. I think it's called a Patton tank there, but that's the first. I'm sure they'll probably get a helicopter or whatever here. So anyway, that was our day, and on Monday in September of 2024 that we spent in Blount County, Alabama. It was a wonderful day. I enjoyed it, had a good time. I plan to go back there. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much.